It's funny, isn't it? Because this is, the suffering is caused because we're trapped by our thoughts. We believe our thoughts. Our points of reference is thinking. So, if you're walking down the street and I don't know, something very harmless comes near you, like maybe a cat, and it's a totally harmless cat. There's no sense of danger that this cat can present to you. So you're not worried about it. You walk down one way, the cat walks past the other way, no problem. But if you're walking down, and as you approach this cat, you start to have feelings of fear, thoughts that this cat is very dangerous, these delusions about the cat, then you can start to suffer. It's the same with all our thinking. There's never a reason to panic. There's never a reason fundamentally to be afraid. But our thoughts create these kinds of situations. And then we suffer because we believe the contents of our thoughts. So one of the illusions is, if I can get it, then my problems will be solved. It's an if-then statement. When I was a kid, we used to program computers in BASIC, like in BBC Basic language. If-then statement. If I get it, if I can see, obviously there's an irony in this first statement. If I can see, there is no I. If me can see, there is no me. Then my problems will be solved. So the problem is lack of investigation, lack of looking. So let's look at that setup. First of all, you're assuming there's a me. First of all, you're assuming there's a me. Two, you're assuming there's something I can get. So first, there's an idea of a me, an I. And then you've projected, and this could be, partly my fault because I might have led you on to believe this. Then there's an idea that there's something over there which you can get. Okay, now I've symbolized this by clenching my fist here. And what is this thing in my fist that I can get? This is either some kind of experience or some kind of knowledge. We think if we get some kind of experience, some kind of knowledge, then everything's going to be okay. And it's all based around this initial notion of a me. So let's look at the easier thing first, which was the contents of this fist, this thing I'm going to obtain, this liberation, that's going to make me happy. It's going to solve my problems. Experiences come and go. So if what I'm looking for is an experience, it's flimsy. Because I'll feel good for a bit of time, and then that experience is going to go, and then I'm going to be back where I started again. Right? If it's some kind of a special understanding, like some kind of special knowledge that someone like Tom you think might have, then knowledge is actually just a specific type of experience. It also comes and goes. And I often illustrate this by asking people to look back through their life and think about all the beliefs they used to have when they were kids, when they were teenagers, when they're in their 20s, when they're in their 30s, and so on, depending how old you are. And you will see your views about things change over time. Your knowledge, your understanding changes, because that's the nature of knowledge and understanding. It's in the mind. And so it's subject to change. So that's what you're looking for. Something. You're looking for happiness in an object. You're never going to find lasting happiness in an object. The best you'll get is fleeting happiness from an object. And fleeting happiness is also called suffering. Because eventually it goes away, then you suffer. We can call that I got it, I lost it syndrome. Yeah, I got it, I lost it syndrome. It's a very common diagnosis in spiritual circles. It's not yet made the medical textbooks, but it might do one day. I got it, lost it syndrome. Now, what's looking? I am looking to end the me, of course, right? What am I? Who am I? What is this I that's looking? What do I mean by I? Now, today I'm not going to give you any answers, Sebastian. Normally, I sort of go into the anatomy of it all, go into the guts of it all and spell it out. But I'm not going to do that for you, Sebastian, today. What I'd like you to do is say, what is this I that's looking? I want you to think about these two poles of your predicament. One is that you're looking for something. Yeah. That's going to relieve your suffering. That's the one end of the pole. And the other thing is that there's something that's looking to end the suffering. They're two ends of the same stick, two ends of the same pole. They're polar. Things that are polar have two aspects to them, but they're essentially one, like a magnet with a north pole and a south pole. One magnet, two aspects to it. Like a coin with a head and a tail, two aspects to it. Coin is polar. So, Sebastian, I want you to look at this metaphorical pole that is causing you problems. That's metaphorically hitting you over the head and causing you to suffer. Okay? What are you looking for? You're looking for happiness. What are you looking for happiness in? You're looking for it in an object. Now, you might not use that word happiness. You might use your own words, but it comes down to the same thing. You might say, I'm looking for relief. You might think I'm looking for release. You might say I'm looking for liberation. But essentially, you're looking for either to feel better or to not feel so bad, which is the same thing. Will you get that? What will give you that lasting happiness? Can experience do it? Can knowledge do it? I want you to think about those two things. Then the other end of the pole, you are that which is looking. What is this you? Tell me what defines that you. What are its characteristics? So you can do some investigation. You've heard me speak many times. You've heard the conceptual teachings that I speak of many times. See if they're true. Maybe there are times when you feel happy. What characterizes that? What characterizes the happiness? Maybe there are times you're suffering. What characterizes the suffering? I've actually given you 4 different investigations to do. One is the investigation of, can objects make you happy? The second is the investigation of the me. What are the other two? I can't remember. third one, I can't remember. I said I gave you 4. Oh yeah, when you're happy, what is it that made you happy? And then when you're unhappy, when you're suffering, what is it that makes you suffer? 4 avenues of inquiry.